All right, so I'm going to go to W3 Schools, and so I will be able to explain your string methods. Just a moment. So now when we talk about string methods, basically what we're trying to say is trying to see if there is a definition here because all right, so now let me just give us a definition that I have always given to people. Now, when we talk about methods in JavaScript, right? Can everybody see my screen? Okay. Now, when we talk about methods in JavaScript, we are basically talking about um, giving certain data additional functionality or additional tasks to perform, just like your what's the name, just like um your attributes. That's basically what your methods are. Now, when we now talk about string method, we're talking about what giving a string an additional what method or additional information or additional task to perform. Now, we talked about strings in our last class or even in our last two classes, like the data type, isn't it? Now, what we're not trying to say is that what we're not trying to what, give strings method or to produce a new string without actually altering the original string. Now, what does this mean? It means that, for instance, if I'm giving Paul a method, right? I want Paul to do something. But for Paul to do that thing, it will not actually alter the original string, which is Paul. Now, let me explain what I'm trying to say. So you have a lot of string method. You have length, you have char, you have concat, you have slice, you have substring, you have to uppercase, to lowercase, you have split, you have a lot of them. So I cannot go through everything. So what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about length. I'm going to talk about the most important ones here. Talking about length, we're going to talk about concat. We're going to talk about slice. Probably if there is still time, we might still talk about substring, uppercase, and maybe split. So I think since you already understand split in okay, we didn't do split. Maybe we'll talk about split. But yeah, these are what we'll talk about. We'll focus on today. So we'll talk about length, we'll talk about concat, we'll talk about slice, substring, to lowercase and to uppercase. Now let us talk about length first. And as you might have guessed, your length is basically talking about what? The length of your string. Just like you have your array.length also what talks about the length of your array. So now if I go ahead and I say let person equals to what? So let's say for divides. You understand? Now, if I go ahead and I say, okay, console.log person dot length. What am I saying? I want to get the length of Polyfill right now. Let us count together. What is the length of this character here? Eh? Sorry? 0. What's the length of this? Just guess. You said 1, said 0. Okay. 0. 0 and Miss Paper, what's the length? Eh? Okay, 1. Those online, what's the length, please? 1. 1. Okay, Mr. Pius said 1. Who else wants to try? Who else has a different answer apart from 1 and 0? Like we are doing binary. Okay, now the length is not 0 and the length is not 1. Now, strings are not arrays. Strings are not arrays. If I have let new person equals Paul and let's see software. Let's just say software. Now, the length of this array right here is what? 2, which is what? 0, 1. But the length of this string in this array is not 1, it's not 0. It is what? 4. You are counting the letters, you are counting the data inside of this place. That's 4. The length of this software in this place is not 1. It is how many? 8. Yes, we can say the length of the whole array is what? 2. But the length of this particular software is what? 4. Yes, of 8. Now, what is now the length of this one? So we have 4. $19. Yes. Actually, it's 20. So let us count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yes, but do you know why it's 21? Because there's a space here. This space that is here, you count it. It's also part of the string. Now, the length is everything in the string, not just the character. I know I told you that anything in a string is a what? Anything in quotes is a what? String. Meaning, even if you have empty stuff like this, empty, this is a what? String. So that character, that's one character like this. So as long as you have anything inside, that's automatically a string. So it does not matter if it will always give you string. Now, that's a similar thing to what this poll. So now if you check it out, so what you have, should have 21. So if you check it now, you have 21. So that's the length right there. That's what your string.length is talking about. So string.length is saying, oh, the length of a particular string is just one to help you get it. Is it clear to us? Is it clear to us? All right. Now the next one I will talk about now is concat. Let me just take us to concat and let's see what we have here. So going to concat. Concat basically what joins two strings together. And we've done concat before, isn't it? With concatenation, right? But now that one that we did with concatenation was just adding two strings together. Now there is now a method that helps you concat strings together, which is what? Dot concat. So now as you can see, you have what? The first text here, which is hello. Second text, which is world. Then once you use text.concat, what do you have? You have your what? You add it to this one. Now let's try and do this together and let's see what we have. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it inside of my code for our time. Now we have first text, which is hello world. Second text, which is what? Well, sorry, first text is hello, second text is what? World. Now, we now all we want to do what? Console.log text. In fact, let me remove this. I don't need this. We can say console.log, right? Text one dot what? Concat. As you can see. So what are you concatenating it with? You're concatenating it with what? With text 2, isn't it? Now, this is automatically going to give you the answer that you're looking for. But there's going to be a problem. What you're not going to have is going to be what? Hello world together. There is no space. We've done this before, if you remember. There is no space. So for us to include that space, what we're not going to do is that we're going to include this empty space here, an empty string, exactly, in this place. Sorry, that's a mistake. Exactly. So I'm going to include this empty strings here so that you can have hello world. Now that's what concat will do for you. So again, concat is just used to what? So I'm just going to write it here. So we have concat, and here you have length. So length gets the amount of length in that string. Concat basically what? Adds two strings together. Now the next one I'll be talking about is so let's go to the top and let's see what we have. Next one is going to be slice. Thank you, slice. Now, we've done slice before. I don't think I should even do slice again. So the slice in this place is just similar to the slice that we did in what's the name in your array. But let's do it. Now, when we talk about slice, we have three methods for extracting a part of a string. Slice is saying just like your normal what's the name? Your normal uh array. It takes from a part from one array to another. That's basically what slice is. So slice extracts a part of a string and returns the extracted part in a new string. What does array.slice do? Extract a particular part of an array and what extract it into another what a new array. Now that's the same thing this slice is saying. Extract a part of a string and returns the extracted part in a new string. For instance, let us try and do the same thing that we did in this thing. So now we have a so let's see. Let me check the example that they give here. Okay, let's say let's okay, let's new str equals to, let's use pineapple, right? Now, if you want to do this in array, what do you have to do? So let's use array. Let's new arr equals to apple, then let's say pineapple. Now, if you want to only bring out apple in a new array, how do you do it? We did it today. Oh, not exactly, not slice. Okay, go ahead. How we, if we want to bring only pineapple into a new array, how are we going to do it? Good. Say slice from that variable. Good. New array. So let's say ARR will not be equals to what? New array dot slice. Good. What are we slicing from? We're slicing pineapple. That's one. Good. So now we have, that's exactly how you do it with your string. So now what I want to slice is, I want to take from A, which is apple. I want to remove the pine. You know, pineapple is combination of pine and apple. So what I want now is that I only want apple to come up. You understand? I don't want pine to come up in my string. So how do I do it? All I have to do is I can say let str equals to what? New str dot what? Slice. You understand? Then I'm going to count. So p is what? 0, 0, 1, 2. Then we're going to start from what? 4. 0, 1, 2, 3. Then A is what? 4. Right? We're going to write 4. So that's all. 4. Now if I say console.log, yes, we are slicing apple into the new string. Yeah, so that's it. So now if you go ahead and you check it out now, you should now have what? Apple. You understand it now? So if we just want to stop at the E, in case maybe they have S, let's say maybe there's pineapples here. You don't want the S to show. It's not going to be what from 4 to what? So we're going to have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But again, you have to add 1 so that what it does not delete it. So that's what 9. That's from 4 to what 9. 4,9. Now, if you check it now, you are still going to have apple. Do you get it now? That's basically how slice works. So slice is saying that what you're was cutting from a particular aspect of an array into another one. That's what slice is doing. So how everybody understands this now, it's very, very important that you understand all this all of these things? Is it clear to everybody, please? Any questions so far? Any question? Anybody with question, please? Looks like nobody asked questions. So just going to continue. Okay, so now that is basically what your slice is going to do for you. So your slice, again, as I said, is taken from an existing it's taken from an existing what's the string into another string. So now the next thing I'll be talking about is substring. Now, your substring is similar to your slice, right? Now, so your substring is actually similar to your slice. Basically, I think they are the same thing, but now, but now it's not saying that what the start and end value, just a moment. So we have, let's say you want to take from banana. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. So now let us see what we have here. So let me try it out. So you have banana. Same thing. Now, your substring is actually very similar to splice. Sorry, your slice is basically the same thing. So that is basically one thing about slice. Let's just try it out. I didn't want to waste my time on this, but let's try it out. So now instead of using slice now, let us use new str dot what substring. So if I use substring and then we check the answer out now, we're still going to have the same thing. So apple, as you can see, we're still going to have apple. Now let me remove this 9 that we have here. And let's see. As you can see, we have what apples. Now it's still the same thing, just the same thing. It's always going to give you what the same. So your substring and your slice are pretty much the same thing. So now you can just go ahead and use there's none to my knowledge. So that's what your substring and slice. Let's just try slice also. Rather than just substring. So pretty much the same thing. Now we'll move on to the next one because of our time. And then we'll be talking about let's talk about to uppercase and to lowercase. Now, to uppercase and to lowercase are basically just saying, oh, I want to take all of these things from uppercase to lowercase. Now, let us say I want to change everything that we have here to what? To uppercase. How are we going to do it? All I have to do is say, well, okay, get that particular one, which is str, right? So I cannot say, oh, instead of using str, I cannot say str equals dot to uppercase rather. So if you check it out now, it is now what it should be in capital letter. Okay, that's already very funny. So str dot to uppercase. This should actually work. Maybe it's because of this, but that should work. It's not working. So why? So to uppercase, let's check exactly. So this should actually work. So let's check it out again. No, let's use something different. Let me bring this down. Then I'm not gonna have console.log str again. Let's see. That's wait. Okay, I'm gonna do something else. So let's use the str equals to new str dot slice, right? Then I'm not gonna say str or console.log str dot to uppercase. And let's see. Yeah. So as you can see, change the oh, it's not coming up there. So as you can see, what do you have now? You have it on apples. You understand? So now you have apples. Now that's basically what to uppercase is going to do for you. So now let us do something much more different. So now let's say let um we have prompt. Let's question equals to prompt. I'm gonna have enter name. Now, after saying enter name, what do you want to do? You want to convert whatever the user wrote to what to uppercase. So we can now say what console.log question dot what to uppercase. So what will this do now? What will this do? What this will do is that what whenever the user, even if I write my name in small letter, it will convert what to uppercase immediately. So if I refresh and I now say Paul, enter, as you can see, it was coming up as an uppercase letter. Even though I wrote that as a small letter, it's automatically converting to uppercase. Now, if I do the same thing right here and I say to lowercase, right? To lowercase. So, and I refresh, and if I write it in capital letter, it's going to change to a small letter. Then there's one that I have not quite used before. I'm seeing well formed. Okay, so now this well formed is trying to say, okay, the well formed method returns true if a string is well formed. Otherwise, it's going to what? Return false. So okay, I think I understand what this is saying. So in case you have something like this now, this is going to give you a false value. But if you have something like this is actually well formed, right? So now this thing at the back here, I think is a code for this exclamation mark here. So this is actually not well formed. So it's not giving you that it is not well formed. But I don't think these are really important things to worry about. Just understand to uppercase and to lowercase, and then get your results from everything you are doing. So one more thing I'll be talking about is split. So again, this is W3 schools. I expect everybody to probably go ahead and read some of these things. Like just read it at your own leisure time. Make sure that you understand what I'm saying. Especially trim. Trim is very important. Try and understand what trim is. Understand some of these things. Repeat. If you understand repeat, you understand trim, it's easier to what understand trim, start, trim, end, part, start, part, end. You understand? Just get all of these things correctly first. For now, we'll talk about split and then we'll move on. Now, a split can be converted into an array with the split method. Now, what is it saying? You're trying to what convert, you're trying to convert a what's the name? A string into an array. So now, for instance, this is a string here that says let text equals to what? A, B, C, D, E, F. Now, if I say text dot split, what this will now do is that what it will now what convert all of these things from an array, from a string into what an array. Let me give you an example of what I'm trying to say. So now, for instance, let's say let people equals to what? Let's put everything in a string. Paul, comma, John, comma, Peter. Now, all of these things, they are a string, right? Just one string. You understand it now? But has a lot of characters. But what if I want to convert all of these things into an array? That is where split comes into play. Now, all I have to do now is now say, oh, since I want to convert this, I can now say, let new array equals to what? People dot split. And then I will now use the word comma. Do you understand it now? Now, what I'm going to do now is that what? If I console.log new array, what this is going to give me is not going to be an array rather than for what? Than what? A string. Now, what will be the array? The array will not be what? Paul, John, Peter, and what? Kelvin. Now, if you check it out now, we're going to see an array of 4 elements. Now, see the array. Array is now what? Paul, John, Peter, and Kelvin. But initially, I declare them as a what? String. But now they are converted into an array with what? That's what it does for you. Now, this is basically, this is very, very much important. This is very important. So I hope everybody can just go ahead and try and understand some of these things. Just read on it and try and get what these things mean separately or individually, so that you can move on with. But yeah, that's that about that. Do we all understand this now? Is it clear to us? Is it clear? Any question? Any question? Is it because we're in JavaScript? Is that everybody is silent like this? It's actually very, very easy. Like I said, it's something that needs 100% attention. Any small, you might not be able to follow through. You need 100% attention. So you want me to end the class early today. Everybody's just I don't want us to you know what? Let us take 10 minutes, try and rest, write what it is you want to write. If it's get drinks, just get drinks, try and calm down. This is not something that is hard. It's something that you should be able to get. So after the next 10 minutes, you can now come back and continue this class. Let's say 30 minutes between now and 1 p.m. Let's come back and continue the class.